Anybody, take a Saki. Anybody, Kagamakalawaran, Yamnabo, Sembebe, Asembebe come na friend. Mingba English will be na baby, me I can feel bari. When we started about the origin of Kalabari, and every time I finish my talk, people come up and continue to ask the same question, even if they ask it 1,000 times. I am going to clarify on these questions because they are very nagging questions. Kalabari, as it is called, was originally made up of 7 words, 7 quarters, 7 ebeka, and 3 or 4. I say or 4. We don't know the origins of the 3. They are the aborigines of Taurus Ramapri, which later became Metropolitan Kalabari, after Amakri brought in other independent city-states or settlements and communities. Now, Professor Alagwa and other renowned historians call this group of people as Proto-Ijaws because all of them speak one language, similar dialects. So they are called Proto-Ijaws. And these groups are Amabian men. And by the name you will know that Amabi means the founders of the community, of the town, the people who discovered the community, the people who first settled in the community, on the land, Torres Ramapre. They are the Amabian men. And they are the owners of the Kalawari god of war and darkness and cloud, Amakrasa. They are the custodians of Amakrasa, Kalawari god of war, darkness and cloud, thunder, Igwe Pharaoh. So they are the first group of people, the Amabian men. Imbre Bim Sofimi Araisa Robegna Bibi Boda Poloyo Pakamena and all those who are watching. Chidi Chris, I greet you. Afam Agwaneru, I greet you. I'm waving to. So they are the first people, Amabian men. They have no record of migrating from anywhere to Torres Ramapre. The memory of their settling there had been lost in history. Nobody can tell us where they come from. The second group are the Alame. And by their name, you also know who they are. Alame, the chief's quarters. Allah might not be a woman being, or Amma being might not be a woman being. It's a figurative name, descriptive name, describing who they are. So when you hear Akala money awuyim prebodo abaka koma, all those songs, it cannot be true. There might not be any person called Akala. Now, after them are the Alame, the chief's quarters. They provided the first set of kings, the first set of rulers of Torres Ramapre. The third set of people are the Bokamen. They were the defenders, the military of the community. Boko means monkeys. So you know what it means, describing them, and that means they were hunters because they had the Kalawari major war god, Bekere Oru, the god of the shield, Bekere Oru. If you go to Akaso Shrine today, you will see the symbol of Bekere Oru in the Akaso Shrine. How did the symbol of Bekere get into the Akaso Shrine? Now, Bekere Oru was at Sukubia Itu, where the Birinomonis were settled. Now, when they came to the new town, Buguma, the community decided to place Bekere again at the Taria section of the Birinomoni group. So you Bekere Poko. Today, if you pass through Chief Lloyd, Chief Ambie's house, that is Bekere Poko, that place. The Bekere part is behind Chief Lloyd's house. That is what Bekere. The Tariapolo people, The Taria people resisted it, but they don't want Bekere in their quarters. And so Bekere was taken to their castle shrine. So Bekere is now domiciled at their castle shrine. So we know Bekere, the shield, Bekere Ruamen. Boadua and Ganga and waving to. So that was how they were. They were the first 3 people to settle at Toros Ramapri. Then later, Akiala Amen left Akiala Man, which ancient site is still there. Which ancient site is still there. They left Akiala Man at in Biakafimo, the creek before in Biakafimo, Mobile area. That's where Akiala Ama is. I've been there. The Amatenso tree is still standing, and a lot of relics can be found there. Akiala Ama is behind Biakafiama. Having said that, at a later stage, I don't know when these people arrived, whether it was after the Europeans came that these 3 others arrived Toros Ramapri, because from their history, which is modeled up, I said the history of these 3 that is being told, these 3 group of people that had survived till today, their history is modeled up. The first group of people that came, from my own assessment, are the Godame. They were the 5th group. The Godame claimed that they came from somewhere around present-day Sagbama, around the Kubo area. They came into Toros Ramapri. The other group are the Endeme. You know what Endem means? Endem means multitude. And it might not be a person. It might be figurative. But what they told us about their history is very clear. I kept on repeating, because people keep on asking this question over and over through private chat and so on. I don't know why we don't want to. They are the people that have always told people Kalabari history. Kalabari are from Maine. It's a lie. They are just one word. But they are the dominant word. And what happened? During the Amakri reign, there was an expansion, a blowing up of the Endeme word. So today, the Endeme accounts for over 90% of the people who left metropolitan Kalabari, over 90%. The Endeme account for over 90%. So they now impose their history on the entirety of Kalabari people. So they tell you their main people, main Gebe to Ogo. Their history, there's Ogobiri. Ogo gave birth to Perebokele Kebare. Perebokele Kebare left Ogobiri. Passing through many places, landed at the Ikwere Anya Igbos area, close to Rumoshe. And that settlement was called Obo Amafa. And in that place, whether they came together or they met themselves is not clear. In that place, they met Awame and Kengema. And also I have included Owame Kengema and Ende or the Kalabari. I've grouped them together because they later fused, and Minama, they were there. There was constant warfare between the Ikweres and your Igbos of Emoha. And then they're like a fish out of water. They settled in Libya. In one of these battles, they were defeated. And they ran to Taurus Ramapri. When they arrived Taurus Ramapri Island, already the Amabiame were there providing Amakrasa, Kale Ikpesiaba, Tingolongolo, Tingolongolo, Tingam, Gam, Tingam, Tingolongolo, 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 Keep, Tingolongolo. Yes. You will soon see it. Let us be alive. Now, Kale Ikpesiaba is a ritual masquerade of Kalabari people. It performed its for ritual purposes. So the Amabiame had the cleansing of the community together with the protective force of Amakrasa, who is a god of war, a god of thunder, a god of darkness, a god of the cloud, a god of all these put together. And then the Alame who provided rulership, and the Bokame who provided defense as hunters, and they had their god Mekereru, that is shield. Mekere means shield. Shielding the nation. And then you have the Akialame. No role was assigned to the Akiala people. Or history had not told us that any role was performed. Then later the Godame arrived, and the Godame are the Iju Jack of today. The Akiala men are the bricks, Oruwari bricks house, including the whole of the Kalegbea stock. Because money, a member of Akiala ward gave birth to Awo. Money gave birth to Awo. Kalagba married Money and they gave birth to Awo. So if you look at it, and then Prince Fobara, the mother of Tiger and others, the Serabawu I heard are all from the Akialame ward. So the Akialame have survived as a group. Today, as Brice Oruwari, the Godame has survived as a group, as Iju-Jack group in Abonima. While the Amabiame had survived in Buguma under the Amakri house, under the Abi Prince Will Amakri house of his brother Dae Dokubo. Kariboye Dokubo. And remnant of Ogolefura people who have no identity in George's compound. They have no identity in George's compound. Now, the Endeme arrived, and later, the Kurame arrived. This is where the confusion is. And I consider it historical parasitism. Historical parasites. Now, Kalabari is much older than Efi Calabar. Kalabari was seen by Europeans between 1402 and 1412, after they arrived at Fuchi, Ifoko, Wine Drop. So if the Kurame had arrived before 1402 in Taurus Ramapri, then they cannot have anything because there was no Duke Town. There was no Duke Town in Efik Calabar. There was no Duke Town in 1402. There was no Duke Town in 15 something. Efik Calabar was not even in the history in 15 something like Calabar was. So there is no way they would have migrated from Duke Town. It's because they saw the name Duke Town. Duke Africa, Duke Mahmoud. We are from there because they saw Duke. So Duke is not our language. It's not a joy, it's not Efik. It's European. It has European connection. It was given. So without, it's not historical, it's a total fallacy, and in this time we have to investigate very well before we say things. So people say Old Calabar, New Calabar. Yes, Calabari, Calabongo. These were several names given to us. New Calabar, Yori. Different nations. The Germans came, they gave us German name. The Portuguese came, they gave us Yori. The Spanish came, they gave us Calabongos, Calabarians. So these are the names they gave to us. So later when they saw Calabar, I think at that time there are many voyages. Maybe one of the explorers who came, because if you go through this book, there are so many mistakes. Do you know that this place was called Ethiopia? This place where we are, I will show you maps. It's called the coast of Ethiopia, the Gulf of Ethiopia. Ethiopia that you are hearing, this place was the origin of Ethiopia. They came here and they called this part of the world Ethiopia because they've heard about Ethiopia. They are looking for Ethiopia. They are looking for sea route to India. So when they saw, it has been called Sudan, it has been called Ethiopia, it has been called several names. I'll furnish you with this map. So maybe one of these explorers mistakenly Eric Omare at the hello at the wave. Thank you for watching. Now, one of these explorers may have gone upstream because Calabar was not at the Atlantic coast. They are upstream. You have to enter the Cross River down before you see Calabar. And they discovered, and they told this explorer that there are people, when you pass Fuche Point, you go down. Because you have to pass Jamestown, you have to pass Oron, you have to pass Okobo, you have to go down before you see Calabar. So he has seen this place. He now thinks that this is Calabar, this is the Calabongos, the Calabarians they are telling him, and they named that place. Because the Efiks are saying, leading Efik historians, like Professor Uya and others, had said that there is no link to Efik or the Efots or the Kwas, the three people that makes up the Calabar municipal area today, that none of them have any link to the name Calabar. Historians have written copiously on this one. But our people are so lazy, they are not reading, they are not trying to find out anything. So they all up to this parasitic historical narrative that a section of Kalabari called the Korame Opukroye, which is a journey, came from Calabar. At what point? So if they actually came from Duktam, then that means they came even after the Spanish and the Portuguese era. That's when they came, which is very, very unlikely that they came during after, that is, they were not there during the Spanish, Portuguese, the Dutch, and the French era. They came during the English era, which is not possible. It's a blatant lie. They did not come during the English era. They were there before the English era. So they are the last set of people. And these people plotted a coup. They plotted a coup. These people plotted a coup. The Korame took over kingship from the Alame, according to the line of kings, and after that, they produced Eweredaba and other people. After that, the Endeme also took. And it was during the time of the Endeme that Amakri appeared. The Amakris have maintained the history that the father of Amakri is Daba. That is why it's called Daba Amakri. And his mother is Okuma. That's why it's known as Okuma Amakri. But these people, the Kalek Bears, had insisted that Amakri is an Ogbeya man. That he was brought by Daba to Calabar and put under the fostership of Okuma, the mother of Kalekbeya. But I've never heard Okumaye Kalekbeya, Okumaye Awo before. I've never heard Okumaye Odum before. But I have heard Okumaye Amakri. My elder cousin Okumaye, Major Okumaye of the Nigerian Army, Rasmus Springfield, is one of the most popular military personalities that fought on the side of the Nigerian occupiers of our territory. And you hear the song when we were young, Okumaye Kala Wamnanga, Oge Muma, Amakri Okumaye Kala Wamnanga, Oge Muma. That Amakri Okumaye Kala Wamnanga, Oge Muma. But I've never heard Okumaye Kalekbeya, Okumaye Awo, Okumaye Odum, Okumaye Ukori, Okumaye Otaji. I have never heard. I have heard Labaye Bakugbayin Teremo, so some Okumaye Amakri, Amakoro, Swasawa Gulu, in Aborafemi Kutubo again. So let us go to today's talk. Today's talk, we are going to talk of the first civil war in Kalabari. The first civil war in Kalabari under the reign of King Amakri I. Oko, who was brought into Kalabari by Sofa. Sofa, who exchanged Sofa was a sincere friend to one man with whom he exchanged visits. This is at the Kalabari Intelligence Conference of 1935. Sofa was owned, Sofaye Oko was owned by Sofa. Sofa was a sincere friend to one man with whom he exchanged visits. One night, feeling somewhat sleepy, he decided to take a stroll to the house of his friend. When he came near to his friend's house, he felt like urinating, so he retired to a corner for that purpose. His friend, seeing him, came out and said to him, "Do people like you to do such things? I have no wealth for which one should envy me and practice such an act of witchcraft against me." Sofa laughed, thinking that his friend was only joking, but in fact, the friend was serious. It was in the custom of Calabar that any person accused of witchcraft should present himself or herself before a juju and clear himself or herself of such blemish. Sofa therefore went before a juju which declared him innocent. Sofa. He was going to his friend's house and he felt like passing urine. And in the course of passing the urine, his friend saw him and called him a witch, a wizard. And by Calabar tradition, Iyorusuku mutemu ibu pikimaba. So he had to present himself to Oru and pikima himself, and he pikimad himself to cleanse himself, and he was found innocent. In accordance with the custom, Sofa went into the fattening room to be fed and rest properly for some time, and came out later to perform the area ceremony with feast, song, and dance. In the olden days, a lot of our tradition had been lost because of all people, Kalawari people. That's why we tell our history here, also that our children will know. Kalawari people are the most diseased of all people. It is only in Kalawari that all traditions are being asked to be destroyed. My friend just went to bury his in-law in Abua, and he was complaining about the strict traditional adherence of the Abua people. You go to Nembe, it's the same story. You go to Baramatu, it's the same story. You go to any part of Ijaw land, even outside Ijaw land, but in Calabar land, everything has been commonized, everything is being destroyed, everything is this. Our names, our children are now favor, our children are now miracle, our children are now mirabel, our children are now gospel, our children are now whatever. And when our people die, when we Boroma people, we take them round, what do? Jesus munengi. People are no longer singing their family songs. Ibigi yanaba bibliofie enebane bani gilaba going. Contemplate bibliofie enebane gilaba going. Once you hear this song, you know that this is Taria compound song. Ibigi me yanate bibliofie enebane bani gilaba going. He contemplate bibliofie enebane. Yes. He contemplate bibliofie enebane gilaba going. When you hear this song, Muma padoko wate mume gile makara pokoso kama amate muma padoko wate mume gile madala pokoso kama pakamata. When you hear this one, you know that It is Egile, Benibo, Ekine, and Makri. It's the family. Yamukoroi. Indokoaso Yamukoro. Adalapogolo. You will know. When you hear this or Igwere Mopolaria, you know that it's Abalama. Igwere me, Opolaria, you know that it's Abalama. Or Yada kan boto rebele teremori dono kubome Yama oyanga la sona jibalo wiva Ezebao adombo Edabara no ume dogi me Obaya Iluma deimwe Kali gweki Korodose Edibara no ume dogi me Obaya Iluma deimwe Kali gweki Korodose Fiete Owaria Fiete Kukubai Fiete Owaria Ani Fiete Kukubai Fiete Adai alamo borominati kombasa kilele masobobo omusoku nebero kubo tesuso bombae aniviete kukubai. You know that this is Ombo house song for all Ombo people. Or when you hear this one. Edipularo bokebele barizagi ingilisi babe kimbobo bolari Janobari toluma Edia bali miore nei Edio lobulono no bate O bularo boko sabare ni baga ingilisi babe kingoloko swamene Janobari toluma. When Edia bali merchant canoes want to go for trade, there will be a proclamation all over in Bonin, everywhere, that no other merchant should appear. These days are reserved for Edia Valley. Edia Robulo no matter. Edia Belaba me, Edia Via Bela, Edia Belabare, Edia. You know that it's Edia Valley. Isi wanana kuye, tiye nange mama, tiye balafa mama nana kuye. Isi wanana kuye, tiye nange mama, tiye balafa mama nana kuye. Amina po edamani erefite benu ene doki bono mereboya. No merebo bara perikuye tobako. Isi wanana kuye tiye onana kuye. When you hear that, you know that it's me they are talking about. When my grandfather died, his younger sister sang this song. Isi wanana kuye. Who has frightened you? Who is making you to be afraid? No matter what, bara perikuye tobako. Who is that person that can frighten you? That's why nobody can frighten me. Because my great mother, she went to war like men. She brought the war victim. She captured an enemy and brought him alive and performed the Peri ceremony. So if you are the child of such a person, how will you be afraid? You are the child of such a person. When men are afraid to go to war, a woman went to war. In those days, you know what a war can eat? 44 paddlers, infantry, everything, shooters. She went to war. This thing one anaki. Tinang mama. Tibala from mama anaki. Iyamuna bida menere fide be mere no kwa no merebo ya. No merebo. Bara perikuye talking. So why should I be afraid? Of who? So these things, this is the mobile jumbo, Calabar history now. Calabar way of life. When somebody dies, on the day of Burama, they are wearing a G. They are wearing a Tigra. They are wearing a Jibulu. They are in a Senjite, in a Kolomate, in a Boromar. Yeah. Ta. And the Calabar now, yeah. And the neighbor gave me a bit of Sramar. Ogborigbo fina. Akra cloth, or kaki wine, or nunge wine. Nagobaroka in a bromade. Jesus abele me, abele bem nangi. That's how Calabar people are. Everything is useless. Everything is play. Calabar man say, I want to be governor. Why do you want to be governor? So that we can also go and steal money. As others are stealing. It's our turn to steal. Not that we want to make any impact. Most people, everything Calabar done, Joloko, bara, papares of the papas. Papares of the papas. So, now you see the tradition in Narikesim, Timutariola. They will put you in fatting room. You stay in fatting room and you be fed. After that, a man, even a man, with a men dance area, not only women. You be dressed up and you dance area, celebrating that Yara Reba. That is Calabar tradition. You are hearing, this is 1935. 51 years. 1935, 51 years after the foundation of Ugum, 1935. Most of these people who are telling this story, they came from Torsama, Brelem, Calabar. In accordance with the custom, Sova went into the fatting room to be fed and rest properly for some time and come out later to perform their ceremony with feast and dancing. When the time of coming out from the fattening room was at hand, and even his entire skin had been marked with indigo, Buruma, in Buruma ko Birimam, Sofabe, Buruma Biri, Mesa Kitabu Buruma Biri. Wa Buruma Biri ba na krakra, wa maosana buye yokiba laini. You see this inferiority complex? Buruma na laini now bero. Why ye biya? Hey, the Buruma Sabia. I know, but you can go and take. So yeah.
It's going.
So yeah.
Okay.
You can go and take Riley and put on your body. Draw nonsense symbol on your hand. But our Buruma pattern, you can't do that one. And even his entire body had been marked with the indigo pattern, preparatory to coming out for the ceremony. A tragedy took place. In the old shipping, the floor of the building was dug wide and kept and well prepared for storing gunpowder. One day, Sofa put some charcoal into his pipe and was smoking while in his bed. Unknown to him, the charcoal dropped from his pipe, Okpoka, into the gunpowder pit, and the gunpowder exploded and killed him on the spot. When an inquiry was made from his God, it was revealed that Sofa committed suicide because he was very unhappy and ashamed of the false accusation made against him to stain his reputation, although his innocence had been proven beyond doubt. Oko then insisted that Oko, his owner, Oko, his domesticated slave, who had become very prominent and rich and was a chief. Oko was a chief, like his father, his adopted father, as they call it now. But Oko was bought by Sofa, who was also a chief. Oko then insisted that the town should bring out the friend to be killed because he was the cause of the death of his master, Sofa. But this was not granted. He then threatened that he would do something that would tickle the ears of everyone who should hear of it. He then secretly waited for the friend and shot him dead as soon as he saw him, and continued shooting at anyone he saw on the street, asserting that anyone who was not in favor of his action should come out and oppose him. This resulted in a civil fight in Kalabari, and much blood was shed. Amakri remarked that even if Oko was right in his demand, it was improper and highly inconsistent with the tradition and the law of the goddess Akaso not to shed blood on the land of Kalabari. He then put on his jumbo, his war dress, and marched towards Oko. Meanwhile, Oko Sofa had prepared canoes, and he already started to transfer his belongings into them with a view to escaping. So when he heard that Amakri was approaching, he ran into his canoe and fled to Okpo. He then engaged the services of the people of Rumolumini, Iwafe, Ogbogoro, and Okpo to assist him in the fight. With these equatorial towns as allies, the market routes were automatically blocked against Kalabari people. Thus, any Kalabari person traveling to the market was shot at and forced to return home, with the result that famine weakened many homes. The Jujutu were given neither food nor drink. You might have heard how Amakri fed the town with food. He opened the store of food reserves for wartime and gave rations to every family. Amakri opened the food reserve. You see how advanced they are 300 years ago. They have food reserve for what purposes? When I first read this, I said, huh? So these people can be this. They opened the food reserve and gave to every family. But this could not solve the difficult problem because heavy stocks were being issued daily without replenishment. Amakri then went before the idol representing the goddess Awamnakaso and addressed it thus, pouring out the drinks and libation at the same time. Awamnakaso, you who eat only yams from the market, drink now, drink, who only eat yams from the market, and drink the drinks and drink. How now? The sources of these yams are closed, and so you cannot eat yam. So if they are not opened in time, I pray you, our mother, please, accompany me to the battle to reopen the way. Amakri then took the idol into his canoe and went against Okosofa. When he came near to Iwofe, the enemies fired at him. But as soon as the cloudy smoke emanated by the gun cleared, they noted that he had advanced nearer to them. Every volley of gun was bringing Amakri nearer to them. So they fled to Ogbogoro, telling the people there that in spite of repeated fire Amakri with only one canoe had broken through their resistance. He came near to Ogbogoro, and then the allies began shooting. But as it was for Iwofe, so was it for Ogbogoro, with the result that they too escaped to Okpo to give them the same news. When Amakri was seen coming to Okpo, Oko advised them not to shoot at him if they did not want to see their town in ruins. And so they remained calm, waiting Amakri's arrival. When he finally landed at Okpo, Oko ran to him and embraced his feet, indicating he had surrendered, and Amakri should spare his life. And Amakri then said that he would not slay him, and that Oko should pack his belongings back into the canoe and return home with him. So then Oko packed his property back in the canoe, but fearing that he might be slain, appealed to Amakri to show to him a sign for him to believe that Amakri would in fact spare his life. Amakri then emphatically promised that he would not slay him, and that if he did, Awamnakaso, the goddess, should kill him, Amakri, as well. Thus assured, Oko went into the canoe and returned with Amakri. On reaching home, Amakri assembled the town and pronounced a curse that because of the heavy bloodshed and villainy of Oko, prosperity must never give the name Oko to any citizen of Kalabare, and that any who in future go by that bloody name should live and die in want and poverty. Now, Oko's father, the whole story is Oko's adopted father, Sofa, was accused of witchcraft. And after he was exonerated, he went into the fatting room. When it was near the time for his coming out to dance area, and the buruma, the indigo, had been applied to his body, he was sleeping. He light his opoka, the pipe, and as he was sleeping, the charcoal fell and ignited gunpowder, and it exploded and killed him. His son Oko, who was also a chief, his slave domesticated son Oko, who was also a chief, decided to wage war. He told the town that it was his friend who accused him of witchcraft that had led to his death, and as such his friend should be brought to be killed. And a decision was taken that this was not the truth. It was through the negligence and carelessness of Sofa that he died. Oko was not appeased. Oko went on rampage and started shooting and killing people in the community. Imagine, as almost 300 years ago, how small Tulsi Ramapri was, and somebody was shooting sporadically into the street, and people were dying. And the town decided to fight him. He and his family people, every chief has his own people, they have their own slaves. They were shooting and carrying out this reckless activity in the town. And several people died, and finally Amakri decided enough was enough, and decided put on his war clothes, the jongbo. He wore the jongbo meswang, and decided to go and meet Oko. Oko ran and went into alliance with Okpo. Went into alliance with Iwofe and Ogbogoro and other Ikwere communities at that time, and communities, and they blocked the market. And people started to starve. The water reserves were opened, the reservoirs were opened, the silos were opened to give food to people that were supposed to use in war period with our enemies, external enemies. And the time came, they were exhausted. Any Kalawai trader that venture out, they will nini you, they lay ambush, they will shoot at you, they will kill you. So Amakri finally went to Iwofelu Molumini. They fled the place. They now went to Ogbogoro. He went to Ogbogoro, they fled. After they fled, they now went to Okpo. At Okpo, they now told the Okpo people that this is what has happened though. And you know where Okpo was at that time. Amakri went to Okpo. And Oko Sofa advised them, don't shoot at that Amakri. He came, he pleaded with him, and he took him on, and he got a commitment from the community that nobody should kill him. But he also went forward and said, nobody should give that name Oko to anybody in Kalawari for the death it caused Kalawari people. And if anybody gives that name Oko to anybody, that child should never prosper. The child should die in poverty like the people died of starvation. My brothers and sisters, when you read through our history, our narratives, you will see what is happening. How we have totally relegated ourselves. We blame others for every reason, but we don't blame ourselves. We blame others for everything. It must be others. Our problem must be the others. That the cause of our problem. That the cause of our this. But we don't blame ourselves for anything. They are not the people who are singing religious song, doing Brahma. They are not the people who have changed our Brahma culture. Now we wear Atigra, Aji, Ibulu, and the area Sangita came wearing instead of Beteslama. Na this is Ekakike Buripono, Tekakike. When I say Potamu, Tewana Bromatebo, Dinkrama Sakibo. Me wabite koloma dinkrama saki me wabite koloma kalaba dinkrama saki na amaborona me eremi oyapo achibu na atigra na iswateke Klalena, Kamabrofante, Dimbo, Alaba, Bebe, Mbira Seko. But that is not it now again. All that we do is to turn our tradition upside down. Is to turn our way of life upside down. We cannot teach our children our language, our values, how to cook our soup. No. We are eating egusi. We are eating yellow soup. We are eating all sorts of things. Not our soup any longer. Not our way of life any longer. Finally, I want to make a correction. I have never held any public office. I am not a councillor. I am not chairman of local government. I am not a supervisory councillor. I am not a supervisor. I am not an advisor to any government. I am not an House of Assembly member, a commissioner, a deputy governor, a governor. I've never been. I've never been a senator, an House of Rep member, or a minister, or what not. And people keep on writing rots. I don't blow my trumpet. But what I am doing, I don't think there's any Kalawari person alive that is doing it. I did anywhere I go to. No Kalawari person alive that is doing or can do what I'm doing, my contribution. There's this demented fellow who calls himself Carl Tubonimi Cottrell. He keeps on writing nonsense. I don't want to compare myself with anybody. I don't want to draw anybody into my answering him. The reason is this, why I don't want to do this is this simple. If they are the ones sponsoring him, they should come out openly and face me. The people he's comparing it with me, they took amnesty. I did not take amnesty. They claim they have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, up to 10,000. They are being paid 65,000 every month. NDDC gives them contract every month, every year. Empowerment contracts. Somebody is being paid 65,000, he pays some people 15,000, he pays some people 20,000, he pays some people 30,000. Nobody is collecting 65,000. And some people make up to 400 million a month. A wolf money. They collect all this money. I don't collect a dime from it. So if somebody collects 400 million a wolf money, not working for it, and he gives some people 30 million, they say the person is not greedy. Me, I work for every kobo. Ask whether in Cotton Channel, whether anything concerning community money. I am here, I'm saying it. Let them go and find out. You will not see my name. I am from the richest communities in this part of the world. Here in Sokunala or Jenny. I don't share in anything Soku people, Soku Council of Chiefs is doing. I don't share. Even if I don't have, I will starve and share. That does not mean that the Council of Chiefs of Soku have no right to the things that they get. At Obama, I don't share. If they bring whatever for community, palliative, I don't partake. I'm too big for that. For Buguma, they don't even see me. So, where am I an Ebokoma? Did your father give me money to go to school? Has your mother given me a dime before? I don't blow my trumpet. But I have changed the life of people, and I'm continuing to change the life of people. People who hitherto would have been wasted have changed their life. So carry your madness somewhere else. You talk about Boma Gooded. Let Boma Gooded defend herself, even though she's my younger sister. She has, I will not say anything. It's left for her to come and defend herself. But I told you last time that what you are looking for in us, you will see it one day. It's as simple as that. Because I don't kill people as others kill. Because I don't look for people and kill them. That's why you think that you go to this thing and write all sort of nonsense. Am I collecting amnesty like others are collecting? Have you seen any kidnapping traced to me before? Those people you are celebrating, some of them are Babam kidnappers. And everybody knows it. Keep on celebrating them. But keep me out of your madness. Because if I don't reply this your madness, where will I get the money to give to the people you are talking about? Why should I even give them money? Why will people have entitlement mentality? Why should I give them money? Did their father give them me money? Their mother give me money? Their senior brothers give me money? Their uncles give me money? Who give me money? When people thought I'm going to die, oh, this one he will die. I am not dead. You are not even staying in the village. You say you love Calabari. You are in Ikwere land in Port Harcourt. Or you are somewhere else. Me, I'm inside my village. I build my houses. I build my farm. I'm doing everything I'm doing inside my village. Even though I have houses abroad. I have good houses abroad. I have good houses at Cotonou. I have very good houses in Cyprus. I have a house in Germany. Even here, I have a house at Warri. I have a house at Yenegua. In Port Harcourt, Galavanti. Did your father give me money? My father just is good at. I did not touch one pin of what he left. My younger ones are alive. After he died, I said, look, oh, this is your father's property, you take it. Me, I am a Muslim. As a Muslim, I cannot by right inherit a Christian. And I started on a clean slate. Even though my father had some small thing, I would have grabbed it as other people are doing from my younger ones. And because I did not care, even my younger ones did not care. We lost our land. They stole my father's land at Otuoba, given to him by River State government as an high court judge at Odili Road. We lost all those lands, even in Buguma. Nobody cares. My younger ones don't care. And I thank God for it. We are all struggling on our own. And God has blessed us. He has blessed us immensely. Go and look for your own. People say Alhaji Dr. Asari is very arrogant. Why should I not be arrogant? I am an Amakri. I am an Ombo. Why should I not be arrogant? Did I bring my arrogance to come and meet you in our house? Do you think that, come and see how many people that I feed? I don't want to boast about these things. I'm not doing it for you. The number of people in the university, I'm not doing it for you. If somebody gets free money, 400 million a month, since 2009, somebody every month is getting 400 million. If you give me 400 million in a month, I will buy the whole of Port Harcourt. Go to Cotonou and see what I did there. And come and see what I'm doing at Obama or Degema. It's my little things that I get. What connects me to you? Is your father not older than me? Or your grandfather? Did he give me 1 kobo? Did I ask him for 1 kobo? Why should you be entitled to work I work for? Others are doing bonfire and all that. Did you hear my name? Have I ever done bonfire? Even though I support it. That they have the right. Today they've killed all the fishes in our river. Our people can no longer go out for fishing. Everywhere you go to, it's bonfire. People are slowly being killed by the side effect of bonfire. Did you hear that I am engaged in bonfire? So if I struggle to get something, I should come and give it to you. So please leave me out of your madness. Oh. I will continue to talk about Calabar history. We'll continue the next topic. Is the second Calabar Civil War with Asokane. Thank you very much. So, we are going to talk about the war with Asokane. Thank you very much.
Watching.